which means that those subjective realities that you have, those visions of spirits and angels, even though somebody else can't photograph them, and even though somebody else sees them differently and hears them differently than you do, they are real because they are your connection to that vast universe. And they are real. And they are real and they are powerful. Now, I thought what I would do here, in order to get a capsulized version of this marvelous philosophy across, better than just winging it as I'm doing, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read the philosophy that Lon Duquette, playing Hermes Trismegistus, delivered from the top of Mount Shasta in our movie Beyond Lemuria. And I don't think I can possibly deliver it as well as Lon did. And of course we don't have, you're going to have to imagine, those of you who haven't seen the movie, you imagine Lon Duquette, in his shining Egyptian regalia appearing above the top of Mount Shasta with the light glowing about him and an aura, and he presents this encapsulation of Hermetic philosophy to the seekers up there at the top of the mountain. So I'll read this to you, and I think that this will get across. We'll re-romanticize our talk that we just gave. So imagine, as I say, I want you to understand that this is, I wrote the script for this, and this is my script. But Lon didn't have any problems with it. He agreed with it. So you can imagine Lon up there, realizing, of course, that this is it's our script, but still. If you want to picture him there, and I'm trying to encourage you to go to Amazon and buy the movie. I think you'll really enjoy it. Anyway, we'll start off with this. You seek to understand why such mountains as this are secret and holy. And as the Master Hermes Trismegistus, I taught you that man is a microcosm of the greater universe. As a student of our Hermetic Master Philos, you learned that you have all the planets of your solar system living within you, but you are closest to Mother Earth. She is the greatest planetary presence within your spiritual body. So, when you climb a sacred mountain in a spiritual state of mind, you are ascending to the heights of your own planetary sphere. You become one with the Earth as she reaches to the heavens. In Kabbalistic terms, you are aspiring to Kether of Malkuth. If you wonder why we have myths and legends of mysterious temples that appear on sacred mountains and strange creatures that inhabit the caverns beneath them, you might ask yourself, how far does this microcosmic universe within yourself extend? How many previous lifetimes have you lived on this planet? How many other lives in other dimensions are you living right now? We see an endless march of worlds going on and on beyond our conception, and yet it is only one dimension that we perceive. There is an invisible infinity of parallel and adjacent universes just outside of our limited perception, in which our counterparts, our shadows and reflections, live and die behind curtains that most men never part except in dreams. And this whole vast, interconnected multiverse belongs to each one of us alone. We are the masters of our own personal cosmic infinity, where life imitates art, and art imitates life, and everything in creation is a metaphor. You carry heaven and hell in your own pocket, as above, so below, as within, so without. In our philosophy, these other dimensions are considered to be levels of reality. There are many sublevels and superlevels, but three essential realities include them all: your personal reality, your shared reality, and the ultimate reality. To resolve these three realities into one, you must find that still, silent center point within yourself where the veiled light we call God resides. You will find God nowhere else. Uncover that light and let it shine forth from within you, for that light is the ultimate reality. It transforms your personal reality and it illuminates your shared reality. The one who is illuminated, all others are reflections and aspects of himself. This is the one source of his compassion and the true measure of his morality. However, I must leave you with a warning. Wisdom and immortality are the treasures of enlightenment, but no one else can give you that which is yours to find within yourself. No one else can make the decisions for you. Good and evil are for you alone to define. In darkness you may find the light, or beyond the light you may discover darkness. For in truth, you can't have one without the other. The choice must always be yours. With that philosophy, we can realize our dreams and make them real. With that philosophy, we no longer need to be concerned with producing miracles because we realize that the universe itself is a miracle, that magic is all around us. We are magic. Life is magic. We are in a magical aura and a universe that we, if we could only realize it, as Paul Clark said when he was presenting mystical Christianity in this same film, Beyond Lemuria, he said, as Jesus for the time, he said, you are the master and I am the servant if you only knew it. And this is the great secret behind Hermetic philosophy and magic. You are at the center of the universe. You are the center of the universe. I had a student who said, well, I'm at the center of the universe, and I've God, but why does everything go wrong, and why am I out of a job, and why are all these terrible things happening to me? Well, all right. And I replied, think of yourself as a long tentacle from the great central God, a long tentacle, and at the end of that tentacle is a pair of eyes, a pair of ears, and a pair of hands, the end of this tentacle. And you're down in a cesspool. You're down in a cesspool. And yet you're directly connected to God. There's no other eyes and ears of God that are any better than yours, or whatever. Oh, sure, there are greater beings that have eyes and ears in other places and all that are probably greater than you are, but yet you're directly connected to the center of God. Directly connected. You are the center of God. Here you are down this cesspool. So you get all upset about it. And you say, God, why am I down here in this cesspool? Come on, now what's going on? And God says, all right, you're down in the cesspool. I got to have eyes down there. Somebody's got to be down there. I got to have something. I got to know what's going on down there. But I don't like it. God, I don't like it. Everything goes wrong. Well, God says, all right, well, clean it up. Maybe I'll get a better job for you next time. Now, I know that's a little cavalier, and it doesn't make you feel much better if you're out of a job and you're wondering how to pay your bills. But then, on the other hand, just remember, no matter how bad things are, you have this precious consciousness. This precious consciousness is yours alone. Nobody else has it. You've got it. Everybody, all the rest of us, we're all reflections of you because you're seeing us and you're hearing us and you're feeling us. No matter how bad things are, you're at the center of the universe. So, what do you got? You got immortality because God's consciousness goes on. You can't die. You can be miserable, but you can't die. So you got it. So this, I know that this won't solve your problems, but doggone it, it is a gift. So try to realize it. Study Hermetic philosophy and realize this great treasure. Because magic, as well, Lon Duquette said also, he said, the only thing you can change with magic is yourself. But, you know, if you change yourself, then, because all the rest of us around you are just reflections of yourself, you'll change just about everything. When you change yourself, you change the rest of the world around you, and everything's a metaphor. So, I'm not saying that we solve all the problems, but by gosh, we can at least lead you toward what we call enlightenment. And that's what I'd like to do with magic. And I think the more you grasp these concepts, then magic will really lead you in the direction of what the Christians call salvation. and if you study and once you get this and you grok this, and once you really realize it, you could read the Christian Gospels and you can see what was really behind what Jesus was saying. You'll realize it. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not a Christian, but in some ways, I think I understand, from my perspective, I understand what he was saying better than a lot of them do. Anyway, we're just about out of time, and got about 5 minutes left. My engineer is telling me we got 5 minutes left here. And in that time, let's see how far we can get let's see here. We can get in some of the teachings of some of the Hermetic teachings of Jesus here that Paul Clark delivered, because Paul Clark did a great job playing Jesus. And Jesus played off against Reverend Bobby John Rich, the fundamentalist preacher that received his enlightenment up there. And see, the spiritual light from the mountain illuminates Reverend Rich's face. Bobby John is seeing the same Jesus that was pictured in the painting we saw in his office. And Reverend Rich says, "Are you really the Lord?" And Jesus says, the Master says a halo of light around him, and he answers in a soft, comforting and powerful voice, "I am. And wherever you are, there am I also. For is it not written that you shall do even greater miracles than those I performed? And is it not likewise given that you yourself are gods?" Reverend Rich is awed. Hesitantly he asks, "Can you grant me salvation?" Jesus replies, "A better question would be, can you grant yourself salvation? For when you see the light shining in your own breast and you help others find that same light within themselves, then you become one with the eternal light that shines within us all." "What do you mean? By witnessing I can hasten the second coming and I can be born again and help bring on the apocalypse?" And Jesus answers, "Is it not written that no man may know the hour of my return? I say to you that the second coming and being born again are one and the same, and they are within you alone. For is it not also given that the kingdom of God is within you? And thus the day of judgment comes to each of us in his own time. I am within you alone. I am within all men and all women in equal measure, but in each I am alone. I am the servant, and you are the Lord, if you only knew it."